Alright guys, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. Gonna get into the fades, sleepers, value plays, and the shoulder shrug plays here for the Travelers Championship. Real quick, a lot of you guys probably already know this because this is the third video that I'm posting. Why is it the third? Well, I had to do a separate core plays video because for some reason YouTube cut off the last two core plays. I mean, both videos are great, but it's kind of a nice little test try for me to see, if the shorter core plays video is going to be very successful. So definitely make sure to check out, all three videos. Well, you're already checking out this one. So the other two, which is the picks, previews, and core plays video, and then just the core plays video. Obviously the picks preview one is going to be a lot longer, a lot more in depth, going to have a lot more information. The core plays video is just going to be straightforward, gets to the point, no fluff, which is the way we like it here. So going to stop with this fluff and get into the fades. So just recapping the fades real quick. Fades are going to be players that, they're just not as good at plays as other players in their price point range. They come with a little bit more risk than some of the other players in the price point range. Now, last week I said, I didn't say fade Xander. Oh, I did. I pretty much did. I said, Xander's ownership is getting too high to the point where I just don't want to play him. Why? Because I like Colin Morikawa a little bit better and I like Victor Hovland. Now, obviously half of that was correct where I like Colin Morikawa a little bit better. Really, it's just all about trying to make the best decision possible each and every week. That's what we're going for. Just going back to like some of the sleepers as well. Sleepers are guys that, they're a little bit too risky to be guys that you want to end up on in your player pool. But if you have them, a little bit of them, it makes sense. The sleepers last week were Patrick Reed, a little bit risky. He actually didn't end up playing all too well. Tony Finau ended up missing the cut. He had that upside, but he was someone that he was like the second highest owned player on the slate, which is kind of weird because he was a sleeper. He was a GPP only play pretty much is what I'm trying to say. And then Kevin Streelman, who was more of the definition of a sleeper, who obviously went on and played well. All of them were equally as risky and all of them equally had the same amount of upside. That is the point of this video, is to lead you guys in the right direction. So let's start off with the fades. All right, so the first fades are going to be Tony Finau, Bubba Watson, and Matthew Wolff. I guess we can start off with Tony Finau. Why am I choosing to fade Tony Finau this week? Well, he ranks 33rd in the model. Given his price point, there's going to be better quality options in that price point range. I already mentioned in the picks preview video and core plays video that the high-end range, it's loaded, okay? There's a ton of quality picks in that price point range. Heck, 7 of the top 10 plays this week in the 9-5 model come from the high tier price point range. So it's absolutely loaded. There's no real reason to go out and risk it with Tony Finau, who really has not played well at this event. 2 missed cuts and a top 17 finish. So really what you'd be trying to chase is that top 17 finish. Look at his recent form, guys. 1 missed cut, 2 missed cuts. So 2 missed cuts over his last 5 starts. Given his price point, that's a little bit too risky to me. Now, let's talk about Matthew Wolff here real quick. So Matthew Wolff, I am choosing to fade as well. Matthew Wolff, it was kind of fun. The US Open was fun for him. And personally for me, he is someone that I've always had a tough time cheering for. And I think he explained it well as to kind of why I've had that. He kind of said that he's always been trying too hard, if that makes sense, where he's kind of like why people don't like Bryson, where they feel like he tries too hard to be liked. That's probably what was going on with Matthew Wolff, and it was just something going on there where it seemed like he was probably just trying too hard. Last week, it was much more enjoyable to watch him and hear his interviews and whatnot. Very awesome to see, but for me personally this week, I just don't see it with him for a guy that, hasn't played a lot of golf. Obviously, the U.S. Open setup favors him a little bit more, a longer guy off the tee and whatnot. He has not played well at this tournament. 2 missed cuts, or a missed cut and a horrible finish, 80th, that's horrible. Recent form wise, top 15, that's whatever. Stat fit wise, let's see here, 58th. Now that's not doing that much. Obviously, he really struggled at portions of the season so far, so his stats are not going to be the best. Now the next phase is going to be Bubba Watson, ranks 36th in the model. He's a former winner here, guys. That's why it's kind of bold there. So he won in 2018 there. Other than that, though, not that good of starts. 2 missed cuts and a 54th place finish, which is kind of crazy. Bubba has been playing some good golf, just not great golf. And for me, at his current price point, that's just something that I can't go out of my way to play. All these guys are just a little bit too priced up compared to some of the other plays in their price point range. Let's pull in some of those plays relatively similar to their price point range, and just to give you guys, the accurate representation of what I'm seeing here. So we can kind of see here. Let's just sort by model rank here if we can. So Paul Casey's the best, and then the next three the three worst are going to be Wolf, Bubba, and Finau. Perfect example of what I'm talking about there. And that leads me on to the sleeper picks. Or shoulder shrug picks. So we'll start with shoulder shrug picks because I'm going to Joaquin Niemann. So shoulder shrug pick is going to be Joaquin Niemann. At his current price point, it's kind of more or less like if I end up on him, I end up on him, and I feel pretty good about it. AK, I like. And kind of the reason why I'm saying this is because I have had a tough time getting both Kevin Streelman and Paul Casey into my builds, who are both core plays. So if you want to jump down from one of those two to Joaquin Niemann and kind of just go like, oh, you know, it's not as optimal, but at the same time, I'm going to make the rest of my build better. I'm fine with that. Going with Joaquin Niemann here, top 8 in the model, going to be a good stat fit, top 4 in the field. Course history rank, you know, 2 made cuts, 1 top 5 finish. We like that. Recent form. So I talked about this both that week that he missed the cut and after it as well. So kind of my worry with Joaquin Niemann at the Memorial is like, this dude is just due for a miscut. And then when he missed the cut, I'm like, great. You know, that was like a whole like mental hurdle, I think, for him. It's nice to have a natural reset. And he obviously ended up doing that. Played pretty well at the US Open, top 32 finish. I like him as a pick, but still don't want to chase someone that is coming off of a miscut just 2 events ago. Always want to see at least like 2 made cuts or 3 made cuts is going to be the most optimal. Now, the next 2 shoulder shrug picks are going to be kind of for obvious reasons. We got Ricky Fowler, who, you know, all in all, this should be a good course for Ricky. And then the other shoulder shrug play is going to be Ian Poulter. Once again, shoulder shrug plays are just guys that you finish out your build with. You know, just fine with it. So Ian Poulter has been playing some pretty good golf. He actually ranks top 20 in recent form rank. Ricky Fowler, we're just chasing his last 2 starts, and we're chasing the name value with the current price point. So Ricky finished 11th at the Memorial and 8th at the PGA Championship. We like that. Ian Poulter just been playing some great golf. Only 1 missed cut, you know, over his last 7 starts. We like to see that with Ian Poulter. Don't mind him as a pick. None of these guys really have elite course history, so nothing to really go crazy with, but at their price points, we do like them as picks. Now, just going over the sleepers, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into this. So we're going to talk about Abraham Answer here. So getting to Abraham Answer, why do I consider more of a sleeper pick than I do, you know, anything else? Going back to what I said earlier on in this video, is that he's a little bit too risky. Now, he's definitely someone that you want to, you know, play a little bit of. He actually is the first best stat rank play. Okay, definitely not someone you want to just directly fade, but given his recent form, he missed the cut at the US Open, but he also missed the cut at the most recent European Tour event too. So, you know, 2 straight missed cuts, if you will. I don't really like to dwell on European Tour events when they're like one-off events for a player. You know, just goes there casually, maybe having a good time, wants to play an event, whatever. I don't really, you know, look at that too in depth. But now he missed the cut the US Open as well, so it does worry me a little bit, but he does have good course history here. 2 top 12 finishes, and then a missed cut. So overall, I think he's going to be a solid pick. You know, ranks top 3 in the model. Definitely not someone you want to like go out of your way to play a lot, but definitely someone you could see going out and getting another top 12 finish here at this event. So overall, I don't mind him, but not someone I'm going crazy with. Perfectly fine with ending up on him about 5% of my builds. Getting on into the next sleeper, talking about Russell Henley. Now, he's not, people are like, oh, Russell Henley was, you know, leading the US Open for 3 straight days. Whatever, okay? He's the sleeper pick in the definition of he's risky. He's been very hit or miss this whole year. So really his, you know, top 13 finish was not all that shocking, given the fact that, you know, we've seen that a lot with Russell Henley. Just pretty much been top 15 or miscut this whole year. So not too shocking. We see that with his course history here as well. 32nd, miscut, top 6 finish. Overall range top 30 in the model, top 15 stat fit, and I think that's why he's been a little bit hit or miss as well. You know, just been consistently a good stat fit. Overall, none of the stats are going to be too alarmingly bad. You know, that's not bad at all. Russell Henley at 8.3 though, yeah, that's not something you want to chase for sure. Talking about another good stat fit that, you know, maybe you don't want to go crazy with, but is, you know, is a good stat fit, so you might want to put him in, you know, 5-10% of your builds. Cameron Tringale here, ranks top 12 stat fit wise. Scroll down a little bit, top 34 in the model. Course history rank is where we get a little bit worried with him. 3, you know, pretty suboptimal finishes. Miscut, 71st, 69. So he's made the cut twice, but haven't been good made cuts. Recent form wise, not all that great. You know, 3 made cuts, 1, you know, really solid finish. It's not horrible though. Cameron Tringale at 7.6. You know, given the fact that he's a good stat fit, given the fact that he does have good short game as well. Top 20 in effective scoring, par 4 scoring, top 25 in birdie rider percentage, top 20 in strokes gained putting as well. So yeah, all things could come together for Cameron Tringale this week, and he could, you know, easily have a great week. Now Grillo, I'm kind of struggling with because he's never someone you want to play in cash, but he's always popping. Top 16 in the model this week. Again, dude is always popping up in the model because, well, he typically has decent enough course history. 4 straight made cuts, not great finishes, but we like to see that. Coming off a miscut at the Memorial, but then 8th, 38th, 14th, miscut, 2nd. I mean, that's just the Emiliano Grillo experience right there. Top 12 stat fit as well. He struggles putting. Kind of weird that he struggles in par 4 scoring as well, but everything else is going to be really elite. You know, 3rd best in ball striking, top 30 in birdie or better percentage, strokes gained approach, and effective scoring. Like to see that from him. But those are going to be all the sleepers. Let's get into 2 value picks that I didn't mention on the picks and previews video. So Hank Lebioda actually ranking out really well in the model, top 21 in the model, because he has 2 made cuts here at this event. Nothing elite, but, you know, we'll take that. And recent form-wise, you know, pretty solid. 4 straight made cuts in a row. Overall, you know, it doesn't rank out as a great stat fit. The stats tell us that, you know, he should be right around making the cut, but given the fact that he has good course history in decent recent form, that kind of, you know, brings it a little bit further down, means that he should have a little bit better of a finish than, you know, maybe a cut sweat for Hank Lebioda. Don't mind him as a pick. And then because I kind of touched on him in passing in the other video, the whale man, Vincent Whaley. I don't get why he got priced down this low. 6.4, kind of crazy. Yeah, still not the best stat fit. Coming off of a miscut now, but prior to that, we know the story. Dude had made like 9 straight cuts in a row of top 30 finishes. So really don't get it there from drafting. 6.4 for a guy that's playing on a course that should be a much better fit for him. Really don't mind it. Don't really get what was going on with that pricing, to be honest with you guys. But that's all I have for you guys for the sleepers, fades, shoulder shrug plays, and the value picks for the Travelers Championship. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. I appreciate that. If you guys want to join 9to5 Nation, your one-stop shop in PGA DFS, click the link in the description below. It's the best value in PGA DFS. All right, thanks for watching. And as always, let's keep gashing.